Vishnu Purana, a system of Hindu mythology and tradition, translated from the original Sanskrit by the late H. Wilson, Board Professor of Sanskrit in the University of Oxford, Volume 5, Part 1, narrated by Anita, Saran. Chapter 24, in which Muchukunda goes to perform penance. Krishna takes the army and treasures of Kala Yavana and repairs with them to Dwaraka. Balarama visits Vraja, inquiries of its inhabitants after Krishna. Thus praised by the wise Muchukunda, the sovereign of all things, the eternal Lord, Hari, said to him, "Go to whatever celestial regions you wish, Lord of men, possessed of might irresistible, honored by my favor. When you have fully enjoyed all heavenly pleasures, you shall be born in a distinguished family, retaining the recollection of your former births. And you shall finally obtain emancipation." Having heard this promise, and prostrated himself before Achyuta, the Lord of the world, Muchukunda went forth from the cave, and beholding men of diminutive stature, now first knew that the Kali age had arrived. The king therefore departed to Gandhamadana, the shrine of Narayana, to perform penance. Krishna, having by this stratagem destroyed his enemy, returned to Mathura and took captive his army, rich in horses, elephants, and cars, which he conducted to Dwarka, and delivered to Ugrasena, and the Yadu race was relieved from all fear of invasion. Baladeva, when hostilities had entirely ceased, being desirous of seeing his kinsman, went to Nanda's cow pens, and there again conversed with the herdsmen and their females with affection and respect. By some, the elders, he was embraced, others, the juniors, he embraced, and with those of his own age, male or female, he talked and laughed. The cowherds made many kind speeches to Halayudha, but some of the gopis spoke to him with the affectation of anger, or with feelings of jealousy, as they inquired after the loves of Krishna with the women of Mathura. "Is all well with the fickle and inconstant Krishna?" said they. "Does the volatile swain, the friend of an instant, amuse the women of the city by laughing at our rustic efforts to please him? Does he ever think of us singing in chorus to his songs? Will he not come here once again to see his mother? But why talk of these things? It is a different tale to tell, for him without us and for us without him. Father, mother, brother, husband, kin, what have we not abandoned for his sake? But he is a monument of ingratitude. Yet tell us, does not Krishna talk of coming here? Falsehood is never, O Krishna, to be uttered by thee. Verily, this is Damodara. This is Govinda, who has given up his heart to the damsels of the city, who has no longer any regard for us, but looks upon us with disdain." So saying, the gopis, whose minds were fixed on Krishna, addressed Rama in his place, calling him Damodara and Govinda, and laughed and were merry. And Rama consoled them by communicating to them agreeable, modest, affectionate, and gentle messages from Krishna. With the cowherds he talked mirthfully, as he had been wont to do, and rambled along with them over the lands of Raja. Chapter 25, in which Balarama finds wine in the hollow of a tree, becomes inebriated, commands the Yamuna to come to him, and on her refusal drags her out of her course. Lakshmi gives him ornaments and a dress. He returns to Dwaraka and marries Revati. Whilst the mighty Sesha, the upholder of the globe, was thus engaged in wandering amidst the forests with the herdsmen in the disguise of a mortal, having rendered great services to earth, and still considering what more was to be achieved, Varuna, in order to provide for his recreation, said to his wife, Varuni, the goddess of wine, "Thou, Madhira, art ever acceptable to the powerful Ananta. Go therefore, auspicious and kind goddess, and promote his enjoyments." Obeying these commands, Varuni went and established herself in the hollow of a kadamba tree in the woods of Vrindavana. Baldeva, roaming about, came there, and, smelling the pleasant fragrance of liquor, resumed his ancient passion for strong drink. The holder of the plowshare, observing the vinous drops distilling from the kadamba tree, was much delighted, and gathered and quaffed them, along with the herdsmen and the gopis, whilst those who were skillful with voice and lute celebrated him in their songs. Being inebriated with the wine, and the drops of perspiration standing like pearls upon his limbs, he called out, not knowing what he said, "Come hither, Yamuna river, I want to bathe." The river, disregarding the words of a drunken man, came not at his bidding, on which Rama, in a rage, took up his plowshare, which he plunged into her bank, and dragged her to him, calling out, "Will you not come, you jade? Will you not come? Now go where you please, if you can." Thus saying, he compelled the dark river to quit its ordinary course, and follow him whithersoever he wandered through the wood. Assuming a mortal figure, the Yamuna, with distracted looks, approached Balabhadra and entreated him to pardon her and let her go. But he replied, "I will drag you with my plowshare in 1,000 directions, since you contemn my prowess and strength." At last, however, appeased by her reiterated prayers, he let her go, after she had watered all the country. When he had bathed, the goddess of beauty, Lakshmi, came and gave him a beautiful lotus to place in one ear, and an earring for the other, a fresh necklace of lotus flowers sent by Varuna, and garments of a dark blue color, as costly as the wealth of the ocean. And thus decorated with a lotus in one ear, a ring in the other, dressed in blue garments, and wearing a garland, Balrama appeared united with loveliness. Thus decorated, Rama sported 2 months in Braja, and then returned to Dwarka, where he married Revati, the daughter of King Raivata, by whom he had 2 sons, Nisatha and Ulmuka.